guys, welcome back to the channel. On this channel I go through all things accounting, finance, Excel and investment related, so if you like this kind of content then please do consider subscribing, and otherwise as always I'm going to jump straight into today's video. So I posted a question in the Facebook group, and if you're not part of that Facebook group I'll pop a link up here and I'll pop a link into the comment section below. But I basically asked if there was a video that you wanted me to pull together to answer a few questions for you. And the top one was all around further study, so with the ACCA, ACCA, CIMA, CIPFA and any of the others. So basically I've covered this in a little bit of detail before today, but once you've qualified as AAT or ICB, there might be exemptions that you can have towards those additional qualifications. So I'm just going to go ahead and have a look on their websites and see what kind of exemptions you can obtain. So let's do that now. So with the AAT, there's definitely exemptions with the likes of ACCA, ACCA, CIMA, CIPFA, etc. But with the ICB, I'm not exactly sure what exact exemptions you can gain. So I think you'd have to speak to the ACCA. So if you go to students@accaglobal.com, they could definitely give you an answer there. Let me just ring the ACCA.
We're calling ACCA, the global body for professional accountants.
Hi, I'm just wondering if I could ask a query about an exemption with a current qualification that I have. No, I'm not, sorry. So currently I've just qualified with the ICB, so the Institute of Certified Bookkeepers, and I was just on your website having a look at the exemptions page, but it doesn't seem to give me any information of if there's any exemptions after completing ICB. That's perfect. Thank you for letting me know.
No problem at all, you're welcome.
Alright, take care.
Have a nice
Bye.
day.
You too.
Bye bye.
So, as we've just learnt there is no exemptions with the ACCA if you take the ICB. So let's go ahead and check CIMA. So I was trying to get onto a chat with them just whilst we were on the phone, but let's give them a call to find out.
To Student Centre.
Well, that was a bust. So I'll have to try and get in contact with the CIMA some other way. But I've just gone onto the ICAEW website, so the ACA, and there is an available credit, so a credit to prior learning where you've got an exemption. With accounting, if you've got the level 4 certificate in advanced accounting, advanced bookkeeping and accounts. So yeah, if you get that diploma, then you do have one exemption at least. Now if you go back a step and we look at the AAT from 2016 onwards, okay, so if you have done level 4 financial statements of limited company, so if you've done level 4 of AAT and you've done external auditing, then you'll have an exemption to assurance. If you've done financial statements of limited companies, you'd have exemption to accounting. If you've done, again, a level 4 financial statements of limited companies, management, decision control and budgeting, then you'd have an exemption or credit towards business, technology and finance. If you've done, again, the management, accounting, budgeting, decision and control, then you might have an exemption to management information. And then, again, if you've done level 3 indirect tax, level 4 personal tax and level 4 business tax, then you might have an exemption towards the principles of tax. So I think if you're somebody looking to study towards any of those professional qualifications, then it is definitely worth giving them a call if you can't find the information on the site, because they seem to be quite helpful, and just going through what qualifications you have and what level you are at, and just really scoping it out and seeing, you know, what exemptions you can gain. And also there's a little bit of information on each of their websites about what you can go into once you have qualified under their qualifications. So what kind of job titles, what kind of job roles, what that kind of entails, and there's a couple of you know, examples with individuals who've qualified to give you a little bit more information. So that's really useful. So it doesn't look as if there are any exemptions towards CIMA for ICB, but there are certainly exemptions with AAT towards CIMA. So if I just go back on here, okay, so if you have the AAT level 4 technician diploma, then students enter directly into the operational level objective tests. So those subjects are fundamentals of business economics, fundamentals of management accounting, fundamentals of financial accounting, and also fundamentals of ethics, corporate governance and business law. So in effect that means that you skip certificate level. So those 4 exams you completely skip and move directly onto the operational level, where you've got the organisational management paper, management accounting, financial reporting and tax. So that is E1, P1 and F1. So yeah, there's definitely exemptions for CIMA. There are, let's say, exemptions for the ACA that I've already spoken about. Now it does depend on when you actually qualified under AAT, because again, if it was more than 5 years ago, then you might not get those exemptions. So that's why it does ask you for the year of qualification. So that's going to have an impact. So what you'd get in terms of qualification exemptions there would be to business and technology, so the BT paper, management accounting, so the MA paper, and financial accounting, which is the FA paper. So if you're, again, not sure and you've already used the website and you've checked that you've got those exemptions, it's always worth giving them a call because they are super friendly and super helpful. So I definitely recommend doing that. Now, again, I've covered this in a different video before today, but the main differences between these 3 particular qualifications, so the ACA, ACCA, CIMA, and in fact let's add on CIPFA over here, is that CIPFA is really aimed at those individuals working in the public sector, so working in the NHS, working, say, in the police force, for example. They have finance departments too, so that is the Chartered Institute of Public Financial Accounting. And then we've got CIMA here, so that's the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. So it again is aimed more at management accounting, so commercial business acumen. So your month-end reporting, things like how the business runs, working with the likes of heads of different functions, being a business partner, that sort of thing. Now, if you're looking at ACCA or ACA, the ACCA is the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, whereas the ACA is the Association of Chartered Accountants. So they're very, very similar in nature, but both of them are very technical, very much looking at IFRS standards, IAS standards, and advising clients. So very much from the perspective of working in practice and being able to advise clients. It's also looking a little bit like cash flows, financial reporting. So anything to do with really the core financial function, like individuals who are reporting on IR35 or say completing the likes of consolidated financial statements for clients, tax returns, corporation tax, dealing with allowances, etc. That will be covered in ACA and also ACCA and a little bit in CIMA. So there is a crossover between each one of these qualifications. It's just really, before you take on a qualification, it's worth thinking about what you want to do. So, you know, do you want to work in a business? So do you want to work within their finance function as a management accountant, for instance, or a senior accountant and preparing their monthly management accounts, inputting the data transactions, so inputting invoices, that sort of thing? Or do you want to be working in practice where you are managing various different clients and preparing their financial statements for them at year end, or preparing their tax returns, for example? So you've really got to have a think about what you want to do and where you want to end up. So moving on from once you have qualified from those qualifications, do you want to become an FD within a specific company? Or do you want to be an individual who becomes a finance partner in a practice? So again, you just need to have a think about what you want to do. And if you've got any questions about those specific queries, then by all means put a comment in the comment section below, because I always do my best to answer all queries. Or you can pop those into the Facebook group. So again, I'll leave a link to the Facebook group up here or in the comment section below for you, so you can join there and ask me questions. And if there is somebody who's working in either industry or in practice, then feel free to share your experience. Now, I personally have worked in both. So I started off in practice and I did my AAT, and then I did my ACA, and then I moved on into industry to gain more of a commercial acumen, because when I was working in practice, I found that a lot of the time it was very much, you know, year-end historic data, whereas I wanted to be in the data, in the day-to-day, and forecasting what was going to be happening in future. But again, a lot of the time when you work in practice, it is data that's gone by, so you know, you're preparing financial statements after the year end. So it again just depends what you want to do. Do you want to be somebody who is very much in the business, running the business, contributes towards the business? Then maybe management accounting and being in industry might be a little bit better for you. Or do you want to be somebody who enjoys advising clients and wants to be the technical guru for all things IFRS and IAS? Then practice might be the better route for you. There is no wrong or right answer. So it's not as if, you know, practice is better than industry or industry is better than practice. It really just comes down to personal preference. And it doesn't mean that if you go down, say, the practice route, that you can't then do the industry route. And if you do the industry route, doesn't mean you can't do the practice route. It again just depends on you and what sort of opportunities are available to you at the time. So I would never rule either of them out, because both have very good aspects to each. So yeah, I hope that gives you a little bit more of a flavour behind each of those. But if you've got any further questions, then again, pop those in the comment section or in the Facebook group. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing as always, and I shall see you on the next video.